Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about Power Rangers The Return. So, a couple of months ago, I did a bit of an update as to the Kickstarter campaign that I pledged towards from Amy Jo Johnson, who is the original Pink Ranger back in the 90s. Because she didn't have any involvement in Power Rangers, is it called Once and Forever? I can't remember off the top of my head now. the Netflix one-off special, she wanted to do her own take on what the Power Rangers would be up to and how things would be happening in Angel Grove. So the first 3 issues I read and I thought they were really, really good. I loved the artwork. I actually really liked the writing, and I thought this has got the potential to have a really good send-off with the next kind of couple of issues, just to sort of cap it off with. And then I got an email update from Kickstarter to say that here's the final issue. So, don't get me wrong, that's on me. I should have been prepared and I should have read everything that this was a 4-part mini-series. But it does make me think that people that do Kickstarter campaigns, like the big celebrities, I think it's taking the piss a little bit. That they shouldn't have 4-issue arcs. For me, a proper comic arc is 6, but that's been going down to about 5 or so. So I would be happy with 5, but I honestly think 4 is a bit of a piss take. It really is, and I'm not saying I didn't like it, because I'm going to be completely honest. I loved it. I really did. It was very nostalgic. It was incredibly well written. The story was fantastic. It seemed appropriate for every single character moving forward. And they did amazing tributes to both Trini and Tommy, which I think was probably one of the hardest things to do within the Power Rangers IP, because they're the 2 people that obviously the actors have died, and you want to show respect to the character, without a doubt, and you want to show respect to the actor that played them, and you need to walk the fine balance of you don't want to just kill them off, and if you do, you want to do it in a respectful way. So I think those characters were handled incredibly well within the arc of Power Rangers The Return. The 4th issue in particular, I do have a bit of a problem with. Overall, fantastic, loved it, brilliant. I hope Amy Jo Johnson does another series. But that's part of my problem with it. It ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. It's not one story that's being told. And I think for me, if it was pitched as this is her version of it, if it was going to be this is her version that's continuing the story, fine, great, let's hear it. But this is her version, it's supposed to be the sort of the one-off kind of thing. But it's 4 issues that, even at the very end of the 4th issue, to be continued? And I think that's kind of, it's insulting towards the fans, if I'm completely honest, because we've backed the project. We really want to read this. We want to support, because there clearly is a base out there that still wants Power Rangers. I didn't realise I really wanted it, but I've only just remembered that I've been picking up a few Power Rangers comics over the last sort of few years. I'm not heavily invested in the IP, but it is something that's very nostalgic to me. It's something that I grew up with. So to see the characters treated incredibly well throughout this arc, but the story itself just seems to lack at the very end. And I think that's the biggest problem for a lot of people. They don't know how to end a story. You had an antagonist who was a fantastic antagonist. And I think Amy Jo Johnson has written something really, really both comic book professional and profound within the Power Rangers IP. I think it's something that could really be developed. But I think it should have ended as a story arc. I really do. You don't necessarily have to kill these people off, because Power Rangers don't do that. But I think there should have been a sort of like a happy-ish ending. And there was to a certain extent, but it didn't feel like the arc was fully completed. And that's my biggest problem with it. and it's a shame. But in all honesty, I will still back the next Power Rangers The Return, Volume 2, without a doubt, because I think this has been written well. I think the story was, for the most part, okay. And I think the artwork was really good. And I'm apologies, I cannot remember everyone that's part of this series. But I think overall it's a fantastic read. I wanted a bit more of a conclusion. And like I said, with the fact that it ends with "to be continued," it even tells you that it's not concluded. And I hope it's been popular enough that Amy Jo Johnson does pick it up for another go. But if not, I feel like it'd be a slightly wasted opportunity, that they had something really, really incredible here, and they haven't executed the landing as well as they probably should. But overall, honestly, guys, I absolutely loved it. I really did. I thought it was the right amount of action, emotion, drama, everything in there. I think it's incredibly mature for like the Power Rangers IP. I think it's really aimed at people that are my age, the people that grew up with the original Power Rangers. So I personally think there's a market there, but that might be just my bias. But like, if you have read Power Rangers The Return, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it really does help me out. And I'll see you all in the next video.